Broadcasting live from North Carolina on Friday morning. KJ is here. What's up, KJ? How you feeling, fam? It's been a minute. It's great to see you. Thank you so much for the like, Abyssal and J-Man. Thank you so much for being here. Jehovah Thickness says, I'm alive. Well, that's a start, right? We got to start there, and then we can see where we can get. Hopefully, we can reach a spot sometime before we leave where you are a little bit beyond the baseline of existence and maybe moving in a positive direction. But either way, it's cool, we'll be all right. Thank you so much for the likes. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for the likes. Stony Buddy, how we doing this morning? It's good to see you. Glad to have you with us. Hope that things have been going well for you. No. Okay. All right. We got some folks tuning in over on YouTube. We got Ann Capone in the building watching over on YouTube channel. And just in case you didn't know, if you haven't been around for a while, we are streaming here. Also, simultaneous. Whoa. Okay, thank you for the like. I lost y'all for a second. I couldn't see the room. But yeah, we've been streaming here and simultaneously on YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, Twitter. We all over the place. Now, I will say, if you are, it's going to be a different experience on YouTube just because of the music. We can't really get down to how we like to get down over there, you dig? So the most immersive experience in terms of the sound and the chat is here. But if you want to see me, I'm on camera. I mean, I don't know if that adds to your experience or not. It just makes me, I just want to make it accessible in all the ways that it needs to be. So after we get through this, our first kind of funky intro, we're gonna let's do some affirmations. That's not what I meant. I meant affirmations. So let's get it. All right. Yeah, hit me with some affirmations. Do this. It takes a minute. All right, let's get it right. The right mindset and vibe. I don't know where my mind is at this morning. But let's start our session out with a little bit of, we call it tea and affirmations. And maybe you have tea. Maybe you have another beverage of your choosing. Anything, kind of bring you into the moment. But we want to claim some positive things for the day ahead, if you will. So Stony Buddy is over on YouTube. It's like, wow, it's different over here. It's mad different. Kevin Franklin says, I left YouTube and left Spoon and then came straight to YouTube. Well, hey, here you are. You'll see that it isn't, the sound is a little bit different, but the vibes are still adequate. Stony Buddy says, wow, you were really handsome. It's like, yeah, why have you been hiding? Oh, man. Noble Ancient is in the building, folks. Nice to see you. I had to put that one on the screen. Throwing the boy a compliment. I'm going to put it out there for the world to see. I ain't crazy. Good to see you, Noble Ancient. I hope that things are going well. Let us know if you have an affirmation to start. In case you're wondering what we mean by that, an affirmation is like a positive statement for yourself. something that you want to claim for your experience today. And you can share that with us so we can all start out or close out our day with a positive mindset. Tree is here. Welcome in, Tree. It's good to see you. Thank you so much for joining us. Hope you're feeling well. Hope Mama Tree's doing okay. I know you are on a journey right now, right? So Stony Buddy says, what does your shirt say? My shirt says over easy. So there's a story behind that. Back a few years ago, I was part of a team that curated a monthly open mic and in East Baltimore, and the name of the event was called Over East. And Over East is just kind of the way that people from Baltimore describe this part of town. Oh, I'm from Over East. I'm from Over West. So we just did a play on Over East and called it Over Easy. So yeah, that's what it is. So it's got an egg on it. You dig? All right. So we got a couple affirmations. Let's share some of the ones that folks have shared. Up here we got Abyssal Chicken, part of the illustrious Purple Gang. One of the newest inductees to the Purple Gang. Abyssal Chicken is sharing that I will seek out the things that inspire me. I will seek out the things that inspire me. That's cool. Yeah, let's do that. Let's seek out inspiration. Let's be proactive and look for the things that can make our lives better. So someone is saying flickering audio. Let me know. Is anyone else experiencing? I'm hearing a couple crackles, which makes me a little bit. Okay, let's see. Okay. All right, let's see what we got. It's like that sometimes, yo. Give me a second. Let me let me see what's going on. I know that daggone KJ's loving this. He's like, aha, I see you. Alexis, welcome. It's great to have you here. Okay, let me know. Is it better now? Are we still cutting in and out? It seems to be better to me. KJ says, this is karma for all the times that you roasted me. Well, I think that it is you infecting the stream with your subpar connection. I think you're dragging down the whole room there, KJ. So Noble Ancient has shared an affirmation with us. Noble Ancient says that the power of my day's adventure will help heal wounds from yesterday. Wounds from yesterday will be healed by the power of my day's adventure. Loving that. Alexis, thank you so much for the likes. I appreciate it. All right, we have Stony Buddy over on YouTube sharing, I will adult today efficiently. I will adult today efficiently. Love that. Yeah, get it done. You grown? Act like that. You did? All right. Stacy Pierre, welcome in. It's good to see you this morning. Stony Buddy says, used to live in Northern Virginia and would come to Baltimore often. There you go. Uh-oh, KJ out here talking all that trash. Let's see what you got in the box. So KJ hit us with one that I don't know what that means, but one that okay. Okay, player. Okay. I see you, player. All right. Go ahead and do it in the chat, man. You could have did it. You could have already did it. Don't ask. Do it in the chat. Oh man, I really appreciate y'all your patience. Anytime you add complexity to your workflow, it's always subject to a few glitches. So I appreciate your patience. Alexis is sharing, just for today, I will allow myself the space to be vulnerable and open with my emotions, feeling them instead of squashing them down. That bears repeating. Just for today, I will allow myself the space to be vulnerable and open with my emotions, feeling them instead of squashing them down. Yeah. Sometimes it's hard to feel your feelings because, those feelings might contain some things that we might not be ready to face. But just for today, maybe we can do it. So we can actually process and heal a little bit. Tree says, you've been busy. Everyone in the house got sick. Your dad passed it around. Yeah. That's the thing, right? You got to be careful as everybody's getting ready to spend time with family, or a lot of us are. So you got to try to stay, we want to stay healthy as much as we can. KJ answered affirmation in the chat, says 1 positive step today equals 1 step towards a better tomorrow. Jova Fitness says, my affirmation is I got my Dunkin'. Valerie P in the house, what's happening? It's good to see you. Thanks for checking in. I know, I think one thing about being over in being over on YouTube is it's a little more intimate, a little quieter in terms of the chat. You can just kind of fall back and not get caught up in all the stuff. If you want a calmer experience, that might be something that you experience over there. Jeremy, hey, thank you so much for the like. And Jeremy's like, would you like to get to first place? Hey, we usually get there, Jeremy. We do. We usually walk that thing down, over the course of a couple hours, because we be rolling so deep up in here, you dig? But I appreciate your like. Hey, welcome in, Rod. Thank you so much for being here. Hey, Jeremy, thank you so much. Thanks for that boost, man. Appreciate you. All the love we're sharing this morning. He's like, yeah, I got a little bit in the bag. Let me go ahead on and throw these dice real quick. Love it. All right. Hey, yo. Oh, man. Thank you so much, Jeremy. I appreciate you, fam. It's like, yeah, this is the vibe right now. I think in real life, all right, we got it, baby. We got it. We just got We just got ESO time to beat ESO. ESO playing the game right now. ESO was number one. Psych. No more. We were competing with ESO. All right, we got money comes easily and frequently. That's a beautiful affirmation. Easily and frequently. I like both parts of that, especially the frequent part. Got to get it out the mud, you dig? Oh man. It says you top 4, but I'm looking at the charts. You were actually one on the actual charts. So, I mean, it's all good, baby. Ain't mad at you. Go out there, do your thing. All right. Another affirmation in the chat. Stony Buddy on the double dip says, today I will stay positive. Today I will stay positive. Bex. Good morning, Bex. Rachel. Hey, Rachel. Good morning. Bex shares, I don't need to be doing anything other than what feels good to me. Period, Pooh. Period, Pooh. Love it. Oh, man. Why not? Tony Buddy points out, hey, y'all. Yo, don't forget to subscribe on YouTube. For real, though. Yeah. Go ahead on and do that. Handle that. If you over there, make sure that you hit like, hit subscribe. So Alexis points out that we know that Alexis is dealing with some grief, so some personal loss, and the holidays exasperates that. So that day-to-day marker, just for today, let me process this. It's a very wise thing. So Ann Capone is sharing an affirmation over on YouTube saying, I will humble myself enough to learn something new. I will humble myself enough to learn something new. Yeah, learning and growth, it does require humility. Because, sometimes, you think you know everything. Sometimes you be out here too big for your britches, you dig? Like, yo, sit down, listen, you dig? Learn something today. I think that a lot of times when we don't choose to humble ourselves, the world will humble us in the most inconvenient and uncomfortable ways. We can be humbled by our circumstances if we don't choose to be proactive and aware and self-aware enough to humble ourselves. So, the choice is yours. You can get with this, you can get with that. So Jehovah Thickness says, today I will be behaved. All right, we'll see how long that lasts. At least I know today you got some food in your vicinity and you're not lamenting the failed delivery of Uber Eats. Yesterday, Jehovah Thickness had Uber Eats left Jehovah Thickness on red for the whole Uber Eats had Jehovah Witness on Jehovah Thickness on red for the entire stream. Yeah. Okay. Let's see if we got any more. Yeah, I think yeah. Abyssal Chicken says, I don't think there's a single good food delivery app. Well, I would say that Esso might have something to say about that. Rachel says that today I will treat myself and others with kindness and unconditional love with some conditions. I'm gonna hit you with that. I'm gonna hit you with that. Leave in. Got to leave it. Unconditional. But I'm gonna hit you with that leave in. You know, gotta let that leave in sit with you for a bit. Oh man. I wish I could come up with. I wish I knew the name of a specific conditioner, but it would have made the joke better. But y'all know what leave-in conditioner is. All right. All right. So here we are. We are 20 minutes into the session, and I think that we might be ready to go into our conversation for today. Stony Buddies, don't forget to hydrate. Yes, I am. I'm drinking water. All right. So, oh man, no credit check, pending credit check. And Capone, before we get into this, I know you're it seems like it was looking bad for you for a while, and Capone, with your teams. Seems like they might be turning it around. Your Lakers and your Chiefs, like they might be turning it around. So I know that it was kind of dicey there for a few weeks, but we'll see how it goes. I don't want to get you started. Go ahead and drop a heart in the chat if you are ready to go to the next part of our conversation, and I can pull that up. Just drop a heart in the chat. Let me know. All right, there we go. All right, let's get it. I gotta change the joint so I can say my stuff. Okay, here we are. So let's talk about our theme for today. So I think to me, and maybe to a lot of you, it seems like time is moving more quickly than ever. I know that part of that sense is just a natural part of getting older. Always getting older. You are too, though, at the same rate I am. But the later it gets, the quicker it all seems to go. Another part of this perceived escalation in the passing of time is the way that we occupy our time, how many novel experiences we're actually having. So when we're younger and we're engaging in all these new stimulating experiences, the moment-to-moment sense of time might speed up. Like when you're having fun, like time flies. But the thing is, new and stimulating experiences, the life value is almost immeasurable. So when you create a new memory and you have a really rich experience, even though it seems like it flew by in the moment, it has it has a weight, and the life value of that experience is almost immeasurable. You return to it over and over again. And these memories, they become like landmarks in the maps of our sense of being and our sense of understanding the world. Now, some of these landmarks and some of these epics in times in our lives, epochs, if you will, they are more punctuated by not so much by our own memories, more by memes, right? And I mean that in sort of the original academic sense of the word meme. The things that people say, do, and listen to are the ways that we remember whole chunks of our lives, not even by our own personal experiences and memories. Now when we think about memes, I think, we are referring more to the containers than to the ideas themselves. We have more pictures than ever before, almost to the point where we are blind to the value of a photograph. Like we are inundated with images. And memes are really fascinating and powerful shorthand. Really, it's an innovation in our communication as human beings in the way that we tell stories. But in a way, I feel like this shorthand and this summary way that we engage with our experience and we define sections and periods in our life, it might leave us wondering how we got here, especially when it doesn't include like our own unique personal experiences. So time is moving. A lot of people are astonished that it's already December. It seems like we have that same conversation every year. Like, wow, it's already December. And every year it feels like it's even worse than before. I don't know if it is or not, but the degree to which we are having these new and interesting and engaging deep experiences, the degree to which we are actually going out and creating memories, I think that will make the time passing feel richer, and we'll have a deeper and more detailed map of what it was like to be us in this time. So, with that, our conversation today, we're talking about memes and the passage of time. And the first prompt the first prompt in that conversation is really designed to or intended to help you situate yourself in this realm of time. And it's just a question. And you can answer it how you like. Of course, what are you rushing through? What are you rushing through? Let's open up the request box. Good morning, Kindle Reactor. Thank you for joining us. And good morning, everyone who came in while I was kind of going through that introduction. I'm kind of away from the chat while I'm opining, you dig? So, welcome in. Thank you for being here. And welcome to session number 163 of the Morning Journal. I'm your host, G. Let me open up the request box for the folks here and let us know, what are you rushing through? Abyssal says, I got nothing for this one. Kendall says, I'm running on like 20 minutes of sleep, y'all. Hey, Kendall, maybe get some sleep. Stony Buddy brings an interesting insight about time and moments. I try to take mental pictures and moments I want to remember forever. So these mental pictures, that's your roadmap. It's like, yeah, you have to call it, you kind of have to call and harness your attention into the moment. It's like, wait a minute, this is one I need to slow down for. What's going on here, actually? Kendall says, I'm heading out to school. I can't sleep now. Just sleep in school. Never mind. Don't pay me any mind. But catch some, you can catch a couple C's. What are you rushing through? Stony Buddy says, I'm rushing, trying to be stable without a good foundation. I need to slow down. I need to slow down. I need to slow down. You like the little piggy building a house of straw? Well, it's up. It's up. But what happens when that wolf comes? Cybershots is in the building over on YouTube. What's up, Cybershots? Hope you're having a good day. Sometimes the slow way is the fast way. It just doesn't feel like it. Alexis says, I'm trying to rush through this week. I am super excited to meet Noble's parents, and then we will be on a plane next Wednesday. Missing the stream though, so sorry in advance. It's okay. It's okay. Go out there and have a good time. And that's going to be momentous. I can't wait to hear how it goes. SO has joined us over on this side. How you doing, SO? Rachel says, I rush through my emotions. I feel things so deep. Sometimes I want to avoid them as much as possible. So yeah, let me hurry up and let me just pack all the feelings quickly. Quasha is here. Welcome in, Quasha. Thanks for joining us this morning. I hope that you are well. Stony, buddy, thank you so much for popping through. It was a lot of fun having you here. I hope to see you again soon. Quasha says, yo, it's supposed to be Friday, yo. What's going on? And Capone says, rush through Christmas so we can get back to reality. I know, Aunt Capone, you got kids, you can't wait. It's like, yo, we got to get back to the money. Stacy Pierre says, it's nice and quiet in here. I like it. I'm glad that you are enjoying your time here, Stacy Pierre. We're grateful to have you. I don't think we met before, but I'm glad to meet you. I'm G. Uh-oh. Do we have an imposter among us? Old Pony is here. Welcome in, Old Pony. Thanks for joining us. Uh-oh. I'm G is here. Let's see what that's all about. So Noble Ancient says that I'm rushing through work and my walk home so I can make in time for G-Stream and find more things to do. Yeah. Well, you probably want to step pretty quick if you got that bop. Quasha said, yo, for real, the calendar not working right, yo. Oh, I feel you. So we got Jehovah Thickness saying that I'm rushing through the rest of this year because it's a dumpster fire. I'm looking forward to the new year. I'm over this and I'm over Christmas too. It's like, let's just get to the other side. I think that our tendency our tendency to want to rush through certain things, to not be present in certain experiences, it could be problematic. It could turn into, it creates these gaps. Our rushing through and not noticing is what creates gaps, because you can't rush through one thing without also missing some other things that come along with it. Beck says, I'm rushing through nothing. Always flowing, never forcing. I'm rushing through nothing. take my time, my sweet time. Oh man, you know what? Isn't it? Have you ever been around somebody who you just can't rush and like dealt with that inner rage and frustration? Like, oh, hurry up. Come on, let's go. And then they're like, oh, I'm going to go through and do my thing. And you just see things sitting there like, oh my gosh. Uh, so Essa says, that's me. Which side of that equation are you on? Are you the one who's frustratedly waiting? Or are you the one that people are waiting for? You're both. You're a hypocrite. So you're like, if it's you, it's like, let me take my time. And if it's someone else, it's like, hurry up. Oh my goodness. I think one of the things that taught me the most patience and was when my daughter, Beck says, I'm always late because of who I am as a person. Oh my goodness. So I think the thing that taught me the most patience, and I guess instinctively I knew um, the nature of our relationship. When my daughter was very young, and I was like putting her hair, fixing her hair before she went off to preschool. And oh my goodness, it was such an adventure every morning. And at some point I decided, well, she just needs, when she wakes up in the morning, she just needs her time to kind of run around and play. And, sometimes that delayed, her head would be half done and she would be up running around. And I had a choice to make. I was like, am I going to like make this drama? Am I going to like create a lot of animosity? Are there going to be tears this morning? First thing? Or am I just going to like let this be what it is? And okay, so maybe we just need a little bit of extra time in the morning. Maybe she just needs some time to run around and I don't need to be stressing over it, And now when I look back on it, like that's one of my fondest memories is that time in the morning where if I had just sat her down and tried to force the brush through her hair just to get it done, if it was a memory, it wouldn't have been a happy one. But now I just remember the joy, the laughter, the chase. It was a game for her. And I said, okay, well, let's let it be a game and let me not get mad. Now, I remember when my mom came over because we were living in Germany. My mom was like, boy, you better sit that girl down and get her hair done. It's like, no, it's all cool. It's all good. We got time. Let her do her thing. This is what we do. And I understand that it's a luxury that I had with her that, like, for instance, my grandmother, well, my mama grew up, there was no time for that. It was 9 of them, 5 girls. So you got to get, you had, let's get it. But I didn't have that time pressure. So I was like, okay, we just gonna hang out. We'll take a break if we need to. But yeah, that was something I decided not to rush through. And you know what would happen if she was late to preschool? What would happen? Nothing. I mean, you know what I mean? It's like, come on, like how serious is this? She got there, she was late, okay. She's there. Just give yourself enough time. I guess is what I'm trying to get at. All right. So Tree says, right now, I'm house sitting, creating content for YouTube, trying to explain everything to my mom, filming, and doing school. I'm rushing through this week. It's the last week of the semester. That's a lot. There's a lot going on. A lot of times we have these sort of choke points in our day, in our experience, and it's like everything kind of comes to a head, and you feel like you can't manage it all. You have to juggle a lot of different things, and sometimes it is what it is. You can't avoid it. Um, but when you are in that situation, it's worth noting, like, okay, how can I avoid putting myself under this much pressure in the future? Hey, Phoenix. Good to have you here this morning. Thanks for joining us. So the question is what you're rushing through. Tree's just got a lot going on right now, juggling a lot. Quasha says, I'm rushing through my daily routines. I have bad time management, disorganized and exhausted. Disorganized and exhausted. If you can relate, you know, fist up in the chat for Quasha if you can relate to that frustration. Sometimes you're rushing through something, sometimes you're being rushed through something. It feels like you're on some sort of conveyor belt in a factory and everything's just moving past and you just got to engage with it. At least that's what it feels like. It may not be true, but that's what it feels like. So can we agree? Rachel's got the fist up for you, Quacha. Can we agree that maybe rushing is not the ideal? Quacha says, I'm supposed to be getting ready, but I'm staring at the ceiling. Get up, Quacha. Get up, Quacha. Hold on. We got to intervene. Look, get up, Quacha. Let's go. Let's go. At least get up. Just put your feet on the ground and see what happens. Oh, man. So I think that we can agree that rushing isn't the ideal. I don't think that um, I don't think that anybody is, doing their best when they are rushing through. Everyone has a whole lot of everybody has their own pace and there are different ways that you're comfortable. But rushing seems to be, by definition, moving at a pace that's just beyond what's ideal. So it's important to understand like what the consequences of that might be and use that experience and that knowledge to maybe make different choices about the way that you choose to engage with a different task. Beck says rushing is causing wrinkles. Oh man, if you want to keep that plush, supple skin, you better slow down, baby. All right, folks, time to put the green hearts in the chat. If you put some green hearts in the chat, Mama's here. Good morning. All right, we're getting ready to go to our next prompt. This prompt is a sort of a is very much connected to the last prompt. I know Quasha was talking about time management and being overwhelmed and exhausted. So this is a valuable question as you look at everything that you have going on. What is taking up too much of your precious time? What is taking up too much of your precious time? Now, the word too much is giving you an opportunity to evaluate. It's giving you time and space to evaluate what your choice is. Because if something is taking up a lot of time, but is worth it, then it's not taking up too much. It's taking up the right amount. But what's taking up too much of your precious time? What's not giving you a return in value for the investment in time that you're giving? Like, Bex is like work, spend too much time working. What would make that time more valuable? Jehovah's Witness says, it is me and my self sabotaging ways. So, undoing all the ways that you foil yourself, dealing with your nemesis, dealing with your nemesis and their antics is taking up too much of your time. It's crazy how sometimes we are our own worst enemy. Someone anonymously says, being miserable, misanthropic, angry, and defeated is taking up too much of your precious time. Hmm. That sounds similar in a way to what the anonymous person is saying. He's the Brit. Brit says, my brain my brain is like, life is going way too good right now, so let's mess it up. Dobby, welcome in. Thanks for joining us. Bex is looking for a nemesis, so if anyone wants to volunteer to be Bex's nemesis, maybe not arch nemesis, just nemesis, light, something slight, somebody to want to throw a little stumbling block in Bex's path. So for ESO, it is planning my classes for next term. It's just all jumbled up. I feel like, sometimes when you're choosing classes, it feels like the stakes are so high. Like, I got to choose something that is going to be both like, well, useful, like in the sense of it's going to get me towards my goal, but also going to fit with everything else so that I can kind of manage it emotionally, energetically, etc. So it is a pretty big decision. Rachel is listening while opening the store, so AFK, that's what's up. Rachel, we'll sit back here in the background. Tree wants you to drop a pin. Tree trying to pull up Rachel. Tree just got to know everything. That's all that is. So Alexis says that honestly, it's procrastination. I'm being problematic and not doing stuff I know needs to get done. And then by the time I'm ready to do it, it's too late. It's too late in the day. So it just never gets done. So I gotta take a second to appreciate Rachel. I gotta appreciate Rachel's like tactfully and tastefully vague response. I work at this store called Customer Service. It's on Nunya. It's on the corner of Nunya and Business, like downtown. Uh, Mango HPT, welcome in. It's good to see you. Yeah, it's a little spot in the business district in the town of Nunya, South Nunya. Derek, welcome in. It's good to see you. All right. So, Noble Ancient says that between dishwashing, prepping for the upcoming trip, game designing, and being the ideal husbando for Alexis, is sharing my number one reason. Is sharing number reason slot. I don't know. Hold on a second. I smell toast. Hold on a second. For Alexis is sharing number reason slot for my time. You ask. My life is in the 24. Okay. All right. Lucifer join. All right. All right. Yeah, Noble says, I simply missed the word one. But one word, not even one word, even one comma can change everything. Well, even it doesn't even take a word. It could be a comma. So, all right, here we go. So for Quasha, the thing that's taking up too much of your precious time is typical duties, working full time and only having 2 hours in the day to chill with my daughter. So that work and family time ratio is out of whack for you. Bomb is like, hey yo, Bomb, what's happening, fam? It's good to see you this morning. Let us know what is taking up too much of your precious time. Now, there's some things that are kind of discretionary, like we are making choices that are taking up too much time, or some things are kind of foisted upon us. We don't really have much of a choice. We are, at least for the moment, stuck with those choices. Nessa Ann is here. Welcome in, Nessa. Thanks for joining us. How you feeling today? Nessa says, I'm digging this. Well, I'm digging the fact that you are here with us. Thank you so much for the like. I appreciate it. All right, let's see. So I guess the biggest thing is freedom. I think in our experience comes from the ability to buy back some of our time. Um, so if we can make choices that can help us buy back some of our time, either by eliminating things and giving us a little bit more margin, a little bit more white space. It can be extremely stressful when you have too many things going on, and at some point, if you step back, you might notice that there's some of the stuff that you're doing is not really necessary. The consequences of stopping are minuscule compared to the rewards you get with the clarity and open space. And it just enhances your experience of time when you can just kind of slow down a little bit. Nessa Ann says, you do help me through the morning. Well, I'm glad. That was the intention. That's why we are here at this time, to help people kind of get their day started a little bit. Nessa says, step by step, I'm getting through. Did not know I was this strong. You know, Nessa, we often underestimate our capacity. A lot of times we end up playing a lot smaller than we need to play. So, congratulations on the latest step and courage for the next one. All right. We're getting close to the top of the hour. So I think that it's a good time to, it's a good time to just kind of check in and appreciate everyone who's been hanging out and everyone who's been a part of the experience so far. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for being here for session number 163 of the Morning Journal. We do this every Monday through Friday at 6 a.m. Eastern Time. As I might have mentioned, I'm pretty sure I've mentioned it, but maybe you weren't here. I'm going to be traveling tomorrow. We will be live tomorrow, but as soon as we finish, I'm leaving, going straight to the train station, and getting ready to hit the rails. So we'll be here tomorrow morning. It might, we might end a few minutes early just to make sure, because my mom would be stressed out if she see me sitting in front of this camera and I got to be on a train in 2 hours, even if it does just take 15 minutes to get there. She want me to be sitting at the train station just twiddling my thumbs for the last 90 minutes before they leave. And I'll honor that. Oh, man. But we will be here. All right. Let's take a quick look at who's in the room. I don't know. Alexis, Noble, let me know if y'all, I know we didn't have Gamer Shop last night. Are we back on tonight with Alexis? Let me know what your plans are in terms of resuming your streaming schedule so that we can let everyone else know what you have going on. I know that Rachel, I think, is going to be streaming on Thursday during the like mid-morning to mid-afternoon time frame is normally when I see Rachel on. And, it's a really cool, chill place to hang out. Because of my schedule and what I've been working on during the day, I haven't been able to hang out with Rachel as much as I like, but I believe Rachel will be back live on Thursday. So if you enjoy Rachel's energy and conversation in the chat, and you haven't checked out her stream yet, do yourself a favor. Give Rachel a follow and check her out. So Alexis has confirmed that they will be going live tonight with Noble. Tonight for a ROA gaming stream, I think, or maybe another one of the games from Armistice Games. Just kind of a live listening chat with Noble. That'll be at 9 o'clock Eastern Time. And then at 8 o'clock Eastern Time, I believe tomorrow, there will be a mental health stream that Alexis will be hosting with Noble. So those are cool places to hang out. We also have in the chat right now, Esso has been serving some Esso time lately, late nights, like concurrent to this, like right before this stream actually. So I'm not sure what the plans are. I don't think that there are any specific plans because Esso's schedule is really crazy right now. Got a lot of things she needs to get done, but it's always fun to hang out with Esso time with, Esso has a nice, cool community of folks chilling in there and just vibing. So go ahead and give Esso a follow. Listen back to some of Esso's podcasts as well if you want to learn a little bit more about self-love. We have Emo in the building, just came through the door, kicked in the door, getting ready to go to work. Thanks for joining us, Emo. It's always great to see you here. I hope that you're off to a great start today. After this stream is over, if we're lucky, you might get a chance to ride to work with Emo. at the stream called Go to Work. You can just kind of get ready and get going with MO. I use it as a way for me to get ready and get going. So as I transition from doing the stream to getting myself situated for the next task of the day, I just like listen in and ride along as MO goes to work. So it's a cool thing to do. Also, MO is the co-host of the Emmy and Mo show, which airs on Thursdays at 9 p.m. Eastern Times, 8 Central, and that is a variety comedy show with games, music, interesting conversations, um, and it's just really a cool hangout. A cool hangout on Spoon at 9 p.m. Eastern every week. Make sure that you are there. Tree is here as well, of course. Like I mentioned, Tree is launching a YouTube channel. I'm sure that hopefully the link will be available in Tree's profile for the YouTube channel, as well as hosting the Treehouse. Schedule is a little bit different with, with Mama Tree around, but stay tuned and check Tree out for a conversation for it's for grown-ups. Be grown. Don't go in there if you're not grown. But if you're an adult and you want to have conversations in a space that's open and inviting and a little bit nosy, you know, hang out with Tree, maybe do some improv and just get to know some cool folks. So that's what we have going on that from who we have in the room right now in terms of folks who stream. But I will say that even if folks don't stream in here, a lot of times you can give them a follow and get an encouraging word on a post or the occasional cast. So if you really vibe with someone, stay connected, you know? All right. So if we are ready, we can go ahead and get ready to go to the next prompt. Go ahead and drop a heart in the chat. So Nessa Ann says, I'll oversee the San Antonio district, so you're scared and anxious. I feel like I missed. So you just got a promotion and you're feeling like, feel a little bit, feeling a little bit anxious about it, moving into a new space. Yeah. Well, they promoted you for a reason, so they feel like you got it. So you'll be fine. One, it's going to be fine, one way or another. But I understand how nerve-wracking it could be. All right. So, are we ready? Let's go to the next prompt. We've passed the top of the hour, so let's get into it. All right. So we began the conversation sort of talking about memes. And how they are kind of tools to spread ideas. So this question gives you an opportunity to think about what is an idea that you would like to spread? What is an idea that you would like to spread? And more importantly, or just as important, how could you spread it? Nessa says, I'm taking a deep breath. Absolutely. Take a second. Take a second to breathe. Take a second to breathe. Matter of fact, let's do this. Let me see here. Before you can go ahead and answer the prompt, you can definitely go ahead and answer the prompt. That's completely fine. But before I start responding, Let's just take a second. We're gonna chill it down. Welcome in, Dunn. Thank you for joining us. So if you're over on Spoon, and if you're listening on YouTube as well, we can take a second, um, and let's just take a couple seconds to breathe. If we're feeling anxious, I know that sometimes the source of our anxiety, like Nessa was saying, is like there's something in our experience that we have to face that we don't necessarily feel up to. Sometimes the source of our anxiety is a little more ephemeral and we don't know exactly where it's coming from. We just vaguely feel anxious. So let's just take a second to reconnect with our breath. We don't need to manipulate it, just notice it for a second. And once you notice it, then go ahead and take a deep breath in. Let's get a little bit of circulation of oxygen into our system. So just take one deep breath in. And notice how just taking a deep breath is something that you can do to shift your state a little bit. So you take that deep breath in, hold it for a second and let it out. And then just take one more. And just take it in. And while you're breathing and while you're taking that breath in, you're focused on that. Okay, I'm taking in this deep breath. The breath that I'm taking in is containing my entire experience at this moment. There's nothing else happening except that I am breathing. And then as I let it out, you can just feel it leaving. And then recognize that this is something that's always available for you. No matter how busy you are, you can return your attention to a very productive and safe and healing space just by breathing. So you got this. If this is helpful, just kind of, remind yourself that this is available. All right. Now, we can resume our exploration if you like, or you can just stay with your breath if you like. Think about an idea that you would like to spread. What is an idea that you would like to spread, and how could you spread it? I think that, as I was mentioning before, there is a culture around like the phenomenon of using memes in the modern sense of the word to have a condensed and rich expression of a concept or idea. Memes aren't new, and the common usage of the word meme is sort of a kind of a simplified version of what it actually is. They've been around. Culture has always been spread and propagated through memes, these little containers of ideas. So think about an idea that you would like to spread. What is something that you would like to see become normal? And how would you spread that idea? Quasha says, I'm not spreading my ideas in here. Y'all gonna take my $1 million inventions. Quasha, don't even worry about it. Here's a little secret. You can give away the game because they're not gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? It's not the information that's missing. It's not the idea that's unique. It's the hustle that's unique. It's the commitment that's unique. So you could spill the game all day. You could tell somebody exactly what to do. They're not going to do it. I wouldn't even worry about it. So, as a matter of fact, you never know. You never know. I think that there's an abundance in being open with the spread of your ideas, that there might be a missing piece. Not to say that you need to just be a whole blabbermouth, but I mean, think about it. Look at yourself. Like, I'm too lazy to steal other people's ideas, so why would somebody be so bold as to steal mine? But I'm thinking more in terms of a belief that you have, a perspective that you have of the world, a way that you see things, that you want other people to have the privilege, the opportunity, the capacity to see them that way. So, what is an idea? Sometimes you might just be sitting and doing something that feels like daydreaming, and you are envisioning or imagining something that would make lives better, people's situations better, if enough people knew. So, what is one of those ideas? I guess maybe it's a new, maybe it's a new thing for you to think this way, because sometimes we don't necessarily recognize the possibilities that we have, or maybe we don't value the way that we see the world enough to think that what we have to say is worth hearing. I'm gonna go on out on a limb and say that's probably not true. I'm gonna go on out on a limb and say um, we do need to hear from you. I'm gonna go ahead and say that. So Nessa says I can get out there and meet and be the independent woman that I am. That's the idea that you want to spread, and let other people that you are capable to go out there and be. Kalina says I am. Did I not? Oh, okay. I apologize. Let me reset the request box. I'm wondering. I was like, why ain't nobody saying this? Like, I ain't got the old request box is still up. Okay, let me reset it for y'all. My bad. All right, there you go. Hey, Doc, welcome, man. It's good to see you this morning. Noble's like, I guess I'll just go to the chat with it since he won't open up the request box. So Noble says, I want to spread the idea, the benefits of tabletop games, either word of mouth or streaming in larger quantities, maybe even a TED Talk. There you go, Noble, a TED Talk. I love that. If you could make a, oh man, yeah, says I can do this. But first, let's go to Starbucks. Dot's been having a difficult week. I'm sorry to hear that, Dot. So Kalina says, ending poverty, ending poverty through crowdfunding. Crowdfunding is an interesting way to spread ideas. Just as a concept, I mean, GoFundMe is one example of crowdfunding, but crowdfunding is an interesting way to spread ideas because people are incentivized to share um, something that they believe in and spread the responsibility of gaining support. So as people contribute and support a cause and they share that they've supported it, they are also becoming both um, donors and advocates at the same time. So that's a beautiful way to spread an idea is by getting the buy-in and investment of other people. Abyssal Chicken says humanity's achievements and potential are far more valuable than money. Honestly, the best way to spread ideas is to have an open dialogue with people. So just creating a space to hear, an open space to hear. I think that's extremely valuable because a lot of times we have some things that maybe we don't have it all worked out yet, but the stakes seem too high for us to share our work in progress. Not only do like pieces of art or writing or things like that have a stage where they are works in progress. Sometimes our understanding of the world and our perspective on things, I think it's always a work in progress. And it can be extremely vulnerable to share your work in progress in a way that is in good faith and um, with genuine curiosity and generosity, saying what it is that you think and how you see things without fear of some sort of misunderstanding. It's like, this is kind of my perspective on things. I'm going to say it, and then maybe somewhere between how you see it and how I see it is how it is. It's so rare that one person holds all the truth. So if it's the truth that you're trying to get at, or some workable iteration of the truth that you're trying to get at, you have to realize that you probably don't own all of it. So ideas that we have agreed on through dialogue are ripe for transmission. So I love that. Jerry just joined us. Welcome, Jerry. So Alexis says, I will break the stereotype of homelessness. Not all are addicts or have mental health issues. I would do that through streams or TED Talk. There we go. Noble and Alexis both thinking about how can I build up to get to a TED Talk about this idea. Jerry, thank you so much for the like. I appreciate it. Dot says, my idea is to get a machine that will read someone's heart to know if they really like you or love you. Um, like an EKG, but for emotions, feelings. I know. So Noble Ancient says, I have my idea in the chat, and I like the idea to match, hence why I offered it. Absolutely. Junior, welcome in. Junior Flame, thanks for joining us. Esso says, the idea is what you focus on, you will see more of. I let people know that we can reframe how we look at our situations. Mm, yeah, that is a powerful idea. The power of our attention to shape our reality is under is misunderstood and underrated. It's an underutilized tool in our psychology because it's so easy to you know, dwell in a negative space. Goose, Nick's Rocks. Thank you so much for being here. We're talking about the ideas that we would like to spread. If you have one, please feel free to drop it in the request box. All right. If we are ready to go to the next prompt, go ahead and drop a heart in the chat, and we can go to the next one. We still got a few more to go. I appreciate everyone for engaging so thoughtfully and thoroughly in the conversations that we've been having. Goose says, I have a business idea called Duber. It's an Uber for doobies. Get your leaves delivered already pre-rolled. I don't know. Do you trust that pre-roll? Oh man. Well, I think that as legalization and recreational spreads to more places, there'll be definitely some places, some an opportunity for services like that. I mean, you just need a sophisticated. You, I mean, you just need a sophisticated plug. That's all. You already got that. It's a text to the plug. I mean, you don't need to make it a big, make a business out of it. Every plug is doing that already. Oh, man, yeah. So that is an interesting idea, but basically it's just a sophisticated plug. All right, I saw some hearts in the chat. We're going to go ahead and go to the next prompt. All right, what is that next prompt? Let me double check. Okay, so a lot of times when an idea spreads, it shows up sort of as a trend. It's like when ideas, um, when an idea gets momentum, it spreads through people, and a lot of people adopt it, and it kind of becomes a trend. But sometimes when it reaches that stage, we're over it. It's like I'm tired of that. So the next prompt, these are sort of the ideas that sort of did reach sort of a mass um, adoption, but now you're like, oh, I'm tired of this. It's already played out. So think about the current trends that are present in culture that you are aware of in whatever space you choose to examine. What's one that you feel like, I'm tired of this one? So Goose is tired of the Bing Bong. It's not New York, it's New York. So I think that trends in language, um, that they have a half life. I don't think um, I don't think that those things typically last until something else takes its place. You know, some things stick around and become sort of completely, um, you know, some things persist and they just become permanently a part of um, our cultural vocabulary, so to speak. They last. They're persistent. Other things they just kind of pop up and then leave. I don't think that you necessarily have to worry about that one's lasting for. Um, I don't think that's a permanent feature. I think one of the interesting things about stuff like that too is, and one of the reasons why we might get tired of it is sort of the decontextualization of it. So when something is kind of specific and unique to a region or a place, and it's rooted in that place, so it has a certain kind of significance among a group of people, then a lot of times when it escapes that and becomes, um, I think TikTok is the master of decontextualization of of ideas. because that's all you do is you take an idea, you switch the context, and you extract some of the cultural cachet of that idea and use it for your own clout. That's sort of the game. And I understand how it can dilute the experience of a place if everything rich about that experience has been repurposed in a different context. So, I'm just kind of nerding out on this whole language thing, but you understand what I'm saying. And I think what makes us tired of it is when we see that happen. So, okay, we get it. Let's move on. So the trend of COVID is Max design is overdone, glitchy details. We need to move on past it. Ugh, just me, the culture shift in the US is overdone too. That's kind of a vague statement in terms of the culture shift in the US. That's I don't know exactly what you mean by that, but you know. So someone anonymously shares, I'm over the trend of fighting about everything and somehow making it quote unquote political. Tired of that. Chrissy. Welcome in, Chrissy. It's good to see you this morning. Glad to have you here. So someone says they're anonymously tired of the fights. Jerry says, I'm tired of social media influencers only depicting perfect lives online to the masses, giving people a longing for perfection. A longing for perfection. I'm tired of that being the way. Projecting ideals. And I guess, I think that the new part of it is just the fact that it just become it's just become so technical. It's just like a technique of presentation that spreads so rapidly, and it proliferates so much for people who we sort of I don't know we sort of grasp at the source of their elevation in our esteem. I mean, we've always had culturally, we've always had sort of icons that we celebrate, but it was usually specific to some realm of achievement that they were excellent at. And our admiration of them was kind of held in the box of that thing, you know? It's like, oh, this is a really great musician, and, they're famous and they make music that a lot of people like. And I appreciate the fact that I love the community that gathers around this art that they created. And then, because of this, they've been elevated. Not everyone is going to like it, but you have your, like, okay, this is what you do. But then when it's someone who's just kind of been able to aggregate a lot of attention for things that don't necessarily seem to inherently hold a lot of value, it doesn't seem that way, but it does for people somehow. It's just confusing. And you get this false sense of, oh, I could do that. You know, then like, I should be more like that. So Steve is here from the Hold Up TV, folks. Welcome in, Steve. Good to see you. So I can appreciate Jerry's perspective on that. Abyssal says, lay off the blush, folks. Lay off the blush. I'm tired of that. And I need for y'all to tone it down a bit. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't have to be something. I think that's a great transition. I don't know if we're ready to go to the next prompt. Usually I'm not that provocative. The conversation isn't here isn't usually that provocative, but I think that it's important for us to have a way to know that we are in a situation where we can think about our experience and our perspective on things, be intentional about the ideas that we are spreading unintentionally or not. Like um, you're always spreading something. Whenever you show up, people are getting something from you, even if it's just a little wave of positivity and good vibes. Or sometimes we spread cringe. You know, there's nothing more viral than cringe, because if you cringe, everyone else cringes with you. And so you vicariously cringe through each other. So we're always spreading something. I forgot to change this. Okay. Say cringe isn't an idea that's in my playbook. Alexa says, uh, Alexa says, Fortnite. We watch a show and someone only plays Fortnite. Hi, Aubrey Rose. Thank you so much for joining us. Aubrey says, I'm tired of society jumping on whoever has an opposing opinion. That's a great transition to the next prompt. Unpopular opinion. Unpopular opinion. Um, I think that you would be surprised by how many people agree with what you are afraid to say. Um, so I think that with this whole thing, I'm gonna open up the request box, and I want to tie this back to um, our initial conversation. Like we started this conversation thinking about the way that our experience of time is impacted by or affected by the new things, the new memories that we make. And I think that sometimes when we become entrenched in kind of stale ways of thinking, or we exist in a space where we're no longer growing and our minds are no longer open, then our world shrinks down to the limits of our thinking. And, we have all of these powerful tools of communication, all these shorthands that we use that sometimes strip a lot of you can't necessarily always live it by headlines and summaries. At some point, you have to be willing to understand some of the details that make a difference. Uh, and you have to kind of slow it. It forces you to slow down to do that. Honestly, you do have to slow down in order to get beyond, get beyond, and behind the significance of the meme or the idea. So There is an anonymous feature if you don't feel like saying it with your chest. There's an anonymous feature if you want to. So, here's one. Popular, unpopular opinion. Pineapple goes on pizza. It's controversial. JR Productions. Welcome in. It's good to see you this morning. So, Abyssal says that was supposed to be anonymous. Okay, I will say that was supposed to be anonymous. um, Emma says absolutely not. Absolutely not. I don't know who said that, but I agree. Oh man. See? We're probably about a 50-50 split. Oh man, I don't want that smoke today. JR says, I love the background music. Thank you. I'm glad that you like the vibes. It's by a band called Arc de Soleil. And the name of this track is The Thief in Marrakesh. Alexis loves pineapples and black olives on my pizza. Love it. So, unpopular opinion, SO says, rainy days are whack. Rainy days are whack. Fight. I don't know. How do y'all feel about rainy days? Sunny days. Okay, we got to do it. You know what we do around here. All right. Rainy days are whack are whack off days. Jerry, for real. That's what we're doing. Noble says rainy days are good sleeping weather. So Noble says tabletop games are better than video games. That gamer can mean TTG just as easy as VGS. Gamer can mean TTG just as easy as VGS. Bex is back. What's up, Bex? Shout out to SO. SO says, no, I cannot. All right. Someone anonymously shared. Well, someone accidentally on purpose. All right. Let me just read this one. It says, I'm so cold. So here's an unpopular opinion. People are way more evil than they think they are. So you kind of doxing yourself there, like you snitching on yourself a bit. So I was trying to wait and let some time go by, but you've been like, should I just go ahead on and share it? Let me know. Now we've already ruined it. Like I was gonna not share it and just read it, but you spoke piped up in the chat, so I guess we might as well share it now, huh? All right, here we go. So Abyssal Chicken says, unpopular opinion: people are way more evil than they think they are. Being blindly accepting of bad things enables them to continue unhindered. Do you honestly care about things like the cruelty of factory farming? I mean, like, do you care? All right, that didn't go along with that prompt. So let me just get back to our other. That didn't go along with that prompt. Let me go back. Hold on. Let me. I feel like. Hold on. I need to recontextualize this joint. Let me get back to mine. Okay. Let me read this again. People are way more evil than they think they are. Being blindly accepting of bad things enables them to continue unhindered. Do you honestly care about things like the cruelty of factory farming? If so, how, how's that burger taste you? So, Joe Z, welcome in. Thank you so much for joining. Jerry says, I don't like factory farming, but I really like chicken and steak. Esther says, I give up with my classes. I'm gonna sleep on it, and I need an advisor. But of course, I'll wait till next week. Of course. So, how does the fact or the possibility that we are actually more cruel than we think? How does that sit with you? Does that ring true for you? Are you willing to admit that? It's hard, you know. It's hard to face your hypocrisy. Is you know, but I think that everyone has spaces in their lives where they are willfully ignorant and blind. Oh my goodness. So, so this is an anonymous one that I don't know. It's anonymous, but uh, you know, what y'all think about that one? Uh, so here's the thing about doing it anonymous, but then putting the emoji in it that might give us some indication of who said it. So the anonymous thing is really interesting because I think the further down the road you go with it, the less anonymous it becomes because we've already heard from some folks. A person says, I'm a Virgo, so I mean, whatever. Emma says, it's a Scorpio, and on behalf of those other Scorpios. So someone anonymously says that hunting is cruel and unnecessary if you do not need to hunt in order to survive. So Mo is like, "Are you married?" No, I'm just unengaged. I'm dis. I'm just Mo's disengaged. Oh, that's the progression. I mean, get engaged and you get disengaged. I think that we need to have a talk. I think we need to take a look at this relationship. It'll be time to disengage. Hmm. So, unpopular opinion. We have one about hunting, factory farming. They don't want us out here. They don't want us eating no meat out here. As a cohort of unpopular opinions, like don't factory farm it, don't hunt it neither. Just leave that meat alone. Grow your food from molecules. All right. All Sykes, welcome. Thank you for joining us again. All right. Thank you all for sharing, either anonymously or out loud, some of your unpopular opinions. Someone says eat people instead of animals. Okay, here we go. Now we're getting spicy. So Matt, hold up is like, what track is this? Yeah, this is 647 by Matt Large, brought to you by Epidemic Sound. Yeah, it is a little bit of a bop, ain't it? All right. Emma says, I preferred Matt Small's work to Matt Large. Oh, Jerry. Oh, wait a minute. Is Jerry trying to push up? Pull up? All right. Okay. Let's go ahead and get ready to go to our final prompt of the final prompt of this session, the last donut of the night, if you will. Ah, Jerry, au contraire. Au contraire. Yeah, y'all need to yeah, you need to catch up, Jerry. Jerry's you just stuck on stupid, Jerry. You just jumping to all the wrong conclusions out here in these streets. Oh man. As of late, not to I think it's as of late, Mo has been, in the company of the occasional gentleman suitor. You know. Oh man. Do me a favor and let me know if you can hear me because I am stuck in a spin here. Give me some confirmation in the chat if you can hear me because I'm stuck in a spin. Noble Ancient says, say hi to Harley. Hi, Harley. Oh, I'm choppy again. It's doing that. Okay, thank you. Thanks for the heads up. Hi, Kat. Welcome in. It's good to see you this morning. I'm going over the bridge. Okay. Welcome in. Okay. It looks like the signs flash back on. Can everyone? Is the choppiness has it dissipated? Are we back or what? Let me know. Okay. Good. Sound has returned somewhat. Okay. We have to live with it. We're down to the last few minutes, so we'll live with the complications for now. Hold up. Thank you so much for the like. I appreciate it. Hey, Derek. Welcome back. If you feed it, it will grow. Peachy Michi, thank you for joining us. What are you going to feed? If you feed it, it will grow is a sort of a common, almost like a platitude, but there's some truth to it. Like what you give attention to, sort of like SO's comment about your focus, you get more of what you focus on. If you feed it, it will grow. So what will you feed today? Think about today. Think about what you're going to invest your energy and focus and attention on today, just for today. I mean, what might that be for you? Emma says, my gut, I'm going to feed my gut and it's going to grow. Huh, that's true. That's true. Good morning, Warrior. Thank you so much for being here. Peachy Michi, thank you so much for the like. Peachy Michi says, I tell people about where I'm from on my channel. I'm new here. Many people don't know about it. So where are you from? Abyssal. So someone is going to feed their will to live. How do you do that? What are some of the things that you do to feed your will to live? Prodigy, what it do? Welcome in, Prodigy. Good to see you this morning. Goes hard. Thank you so much for the like. Prodigy, thank you so much. Appreciate it. Noble says, I will feed my creativity so it will continue to grow. Breather says, here later. Running behind, mama's running behind. I will continue to feed my creativity so it will continue to grow. It's what Noble is feeding. I have so many new ideas to develop and unlock new levels to enhance my day's adventure. So I will continue to feed it. Peachy says, I'm kind of nervous to talk here. I don't have much of a following. Well, you don't need to have a following to talk. We're glad to have you here now. You are catching the last few minutes of the stream, but we do have it here every Monday through Friday at 6 a.m. Eastern Time. So You are welcome. So someone anonymously says, "This is Mo," and then Emma says, "I'm feeding self-love." So someone's spoiled in their attempt to be anonymous. Nice try, Jerry. Nice try. And in case you haven't heard, in case no one has told you today, I'm here to tell you all that y'all are beautiful. And that's wonderful to hear. All right, we're coming down to the last couple minutes of the stream. Please feel free to continue sharing um, what it is that you will feed. Quasha says, if I feed my thoughts with positivity, I will grow. Peachy says, if you guys like Wizards and Giants, look up Nan Madal and the Wizards sometimes. Abyss was like, I'm sorry, I did a dumb earlier. Hey, we all do a dumb sometimes. It's all good. It's all good. All right. Let me get the right mouse in my hand so that we can get to it. Y'all know what time it is. Y'all know what time it is. All right. Thank you all so much for joining session number 163 of the Morning Journal. It's been a pleasure to hang out with you, and I'm wishing all of you much success. One last reply from the last prompt is Alexis will continue to feed my quest for learning. Love to see that. And I'd love to see you again tomorrow morning, 6 Eastern. Peace out.